We're talking about the greatest relationship problem that most of you have, and that's 90% of you. Tonight, I want to deal with and dive into masculine and feminine energy. We haven't talked about masculine and feminine energy for a long time, but I want to talk about it because the reality is polarity still matters. What is polarity in the context of masculine feminine energy? Polarity in the context of masculine feminine energy is when you have a masculine energy and you have a feminine energy. All right. And I want to explain. I'm going to start broad and I'm going to start to narrow in. Y'all like, share the video. Polarity is about masculine, feminine energy. Polarity is a scientific way or word that we use as a substitute for the word attraction. So when two people have polarity, they have attraction. All right. And so I'm primarily talking about romantic connections tonight, not just boyfriend, girlfriend, dating, husband, wife, too. I'm talking about everybody. Okay. Polarity requires the opposite energies. Why is this important and why am I starting broad? Because I have been called to heal the world, not just people you like. The reason why I'm saying that is because I have many clients that are in same-sex relationships, two men, two women. I have couples who are in polyamorous relationships. I have a clientele list that is as diverse as you will probably ever find of anyone who sits in this space. And I'm grateful for that because that's my true calling. Even in same-sex relationships, it requires a masculine and a feminine energy. You have a same-sex relationship, two women, two men, and both of them have the same energies. It doesn't mean there won't be some chemistry, but it is incredibly difficult to sustain long-term attraction. Yin, yang, peanut butter, jelly, ice cube, yo-yo. It requires opposite energies. I'm going to get to the soundboard, but let me lay this foundation first. When you have two masculine energies in a relationship, you destroy polarity. You destroy attraction eventually. Yes, there can be chemistry, but you eventually destroy that chemistry. If you have two feminine energies in a relationship, man, woman, man, man, woman, woman, and both of them are primarily feminine, eventually over time, you're going to destroy polarity or attraction. You have to have a masculine energy, you have to have a feminine energy. Think in the context of one being a giver, one being a receiver. Y'all support the show. People are already asking, will this be saved? Depends on if y'all support. In relationships, you will have a masculine energy. You will have a feminine energy. Masculine energy gives. Feminine energy receives. The easiest way to think about this in the context of a heterosexual relationship is to think the sexual engagement between a man and a woman. That in that exchange, the man gives and the woman receives. Such is the case in masculine and feminine energy. You cannot have, I'm going to get in trouble here, a giver giving to a giver. Somebody, even in the sexual exchange, has to take it. Why is this important? This is important because when we think about polarity, a simple thing happens. When two parties in a relationship have matching energies, it's a natural disaster. I want you to write that down. Put it in the chat. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler all week long. When two people in a relationship have matching energies, it is a natural disaster. When both parties in a relationship have matching energies, it is a natural disaster. Why? Because you have gone to that place You have gone to that place where you have gone from a natural giver and receiver to two receivers or two givers. Nothing sticks here. It sticks here. Nothing sticks here. It sticks here. Why is this important? Because if we even take this out of the sexual realm, thank you so much, Sunkiss, for your support. If we take this out of the sexual realm, let's go further. This is why many of you and your mates are not getting along. Many of your mates and you all are not getting along because the man, and I'm talking about heterosexual relationships now, but it still applies in homosexual relationships. In heterosexual relationships, the man is carrying a predominant feminine energy, and the woman is also carrying a predominant feminine energy. Now, this can work. This can work if the man carries a dominant feminine energy and the woman's dominant energy is masculine. I know couples that have been happily married for 15, 20 plus years, where the woman in that relationship is dominant masculine and the man in that relationship is dominant feminine. And it still works. Why, y'all? You still have polarity. So masculine feminine energy, for all of you shallow people who can't see beyond gender, oh my God, masculine feminine energy has more to do with than your gender. Which is why I don't get into back and forths with folks like feminist and chauvinist and you equal opportunity people. I don't get back and forth with you over this because the science is greater than your opinion. Masculine feminine energy is greater than your gender. It's an energy. If you are a man and you desire to carry a masculine energy, and you are a woman that desires to carry feminine energy, if you are with someone who has your energy, they will cease from being your lover and your partner, and they will either become your son, your daughter, or just your friend. Oh my God. This is where it's about to get ugly. I ain't got this in my notes tonight. I'm sick. I'm going to just go through it and give y'all a diagram. Get some scratch paper. You're going to need it. You know what kills attraction? What kills attraction is when men who desire to be masculine start acting feminine, and women who desire to be feminine start acting masculine. Oh my God. You know why some of your relationships aren't working? Some of your relationships aren't working because many of you are claiming to be one thing but acting like something else. Oh my God. Oh, it's about to get ugly. I'm not going to have no friends after tonight. Oh, and this Motrin kicking in too? That means I can't feel this pain under my tongue? Oh, it's about to be on. Y'all hear me getting slowly getting louder? Thank you so much for your support, Linda. Appreciate it. This is where many of y'all got problems. Let me give you an example. You know what's a big killer in relationships today? I want everybody to put this in the comments. Even if you get offended, put it in there anyway. You know why some of y'all relationships hurting? I got one phrase for you. Manly women and emotional men. Oh my God. Manly women and emotional men. Let's talk about it. Oh my God. I just don't even know where to start. If you're new to this show, if you're new to my content, you know I'm equal opportunity. Let me just preface what I'm going to say with this. I'm equal opportunity. I don't have favorites. If you're a woman, you're wrong, and you're wrong, I'm going to tell you. If you're a man and you're wrong, I'm going to tell you. If you don't know what you are and you're wrong, I'm going to tell you. Oh my God. And this is why I have clients that are gay, straight, black, white, red, green, purple from 44 countries around the world. 1,071 of them to be exact. So if you are a part of a special group that likes to be preferred, this is the wrong channel. Because I'm about to drive down this street called bloodshed. I'm getting everybody. You know what's killing a lot of y'all's relationships? A lot of you women claim to want to be feminine, but you act like men. Doc, what does that mean? What does it mean to act like a man, Doc, if I want to be primarily feminine? Well, let's talk about femininity. Femininity, this is what the science and the research says, not your opinion. Femininity says that women in their feminine energy are driven by their emotions, which means women, it's okay to be emotional. Let me just speak for me. As a masculine man, I don't want no non-emotional woman. This is why all of you nonchalant women that don't want to show your feelings, you want to be hard, go right on over there and find you another woman or a dude that like it. Don't come over here. I like a soft woman that cries. Femininity, femininity at its core is emotional. Why? Because emotions cause you to be open. Hey, remember the diagram? Masculine gives, feminine receives. You can't receive if you closed. See how it connects? So when you are healed emotional, what does healed emotional mean? It means you have the ability to be emotional, but not to the extent to where it is a detriment to your mental and emotional well-being. Did y'all write that down? This ain't in my notes. It's probably part of book number 5 or book number 6. Healed emotional is when a woman or in feminine energy has the ability to be emotional, but within the confines of their mental and emotional well-being. I ain't talking about walking around just crying all day. That ain't healed emotional. That's traumatic emotional. Healed emotional means you are comfortable with your emotions. You can control your emotions, but you are willing to allow them to flow freely. Some of you, I hate to break this news to you, some of you women have actually scared masculine men off because you harder than many of them. Oh my God. I ain't gonna cry, Doc. I ain't no punk. I had a client tell me, I'll be sharing her story soon. I had a client tell me, I can't cry in front of my man. I ain't no punk. Well, let me tell you something. That statement in and of itself is grounded in trauma. I get it. Yeah, you had to be a single mom. I get it. Yeah, you were only raised by your mama. I get it. Maybe you got some daddy issues. I get it. It's all fair. It's all legit. I'm not minimizing it, but you better heal it. And if you don't want to heal it, go get you a feminine man. Oh my God. If you are a manly woman who desires to be feminine and want a masculine man, heal your relationship with logic and emotions. And what does that mean? Well, then, if she has an unhealthy relationship with her emotions, she's probably driven more in her strength, her logic. Instead of her being willing to be open and feel her natural emotional self, you have an argument with a manly woman. She's cussing at you just as much as you cussing at her, which, by the way, masculine men don't cuss at women. Oh my God. Oh, I'm coming, man. Don't forget. Don't y'all men go nowhere. Let me just give you a preview. A man that cusses you out is operating in his femininity. Oh my God. This for all of y'all that stay with dudes that cuss you out regularly, that fight you and beat you and do all of that stuff. Abusing a woman is a feminine behavior because it's driven in emotions. Oh my God. Driven in emotions. And some of y'all stay and think that they hard because they go upside your head. I'll get to that in a second. Like I said, manly women, all of you that are women that desire to be predominantly feminine, need to learn to work to turn your man down. What does it mean to turn your man down? It does not mean to throw away your logic. See, this is why everybody don't need to be teaching this. Everybody doesn't need to be teaching this because some of the channels you follow tell you, yeah, to be a feminine woman, that means to turn down your logic and be an airhead. Doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean you are an airhead. It doesn't mean that you don't have sense. It doesn't mean you're not smart. It means that you gravitate to the side of you that remains open and free. This is why feminine energy is most associated with things like dancing. There's nothing more feminine than to go somewhere, a ball, an event, those of you that still club, whatever you do, to go somewhere and to see a woman in the corner dancing. She doesn't even need a partner. Isn't it funny that a woman does not even need a partner when she's dancing on the floor and she flows freely because of her femininity? But you put a dude on the floor and let him dance by himself and he looks weird. You know why? Because dancing ain't a feminine, ain't a masculine energy. It's cool if men dance. That's not what I'm saying. But dancing is not a masculine energy. Dancing, even the art of dancing, is a feminine energy because it's free flowing. So turning your man down, I hope y'all writing this down. Turning your man down means being open and free flowing. It means holding on to your sense of logic and being able to control your thoughts, but also being able to use controlled thoughts to help you control your emotions. Y'all remember the 5 areas of healing? It should be in the corner of your paper. Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial. Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial. If women are driven by their emotions, the healthy way to do it is not for their emotions to be first, emotional, mental, but it's still for mental to be first. So mental, emotional, which means a woman who is healed emotional is open and lives and allows her life to flow freely through her emotions, but within the context of healed thoughts. It is her healed thoughts that allows her to manage and to control her emotions. So some of you ladies need to turn your man down. Well, Doc, I've been wounded. I've had to listen. I've heard it all in the seat. Doc, if I had to get it out in the mud, I had to be the mama and the daddy. I had to do that. I get it, and I commend you. Nothing wrong with it. But here's the problem: when you meet a healed man, he doesn't. He may honor and respect what you've had to come from, but when you're with a healed man, he doesn't need the man you. Oh my God! He doesn't need the man you. So if you had to be a single mom, if you had, you didn't have your dad there, you had to do all of this stuff to get yourself through school, take care of your kid. Great, nothing wrong with that. But when you get in front of a healed man, he doesn't need that side of you, which means when you meet a healed man and you know he's healed, that is the opportunity for you to flow in your femininity. But you know what some of you women do? You stay hard. And then you tell men stuff like, well, this is who I am, take me or leave me. And a masculine man is going to leave you. I don't want to rub my feet against somebody's feet that's just as hard as mine. And my feet ain't hard, by the way. Oh my God. You've got to heal that trauma before you go out here trying to get a healed masculine man. Or else, y'all, you're going to bring your manly self to his manly self. This is what we got. One of my homeboys, I hope he's not watching. He was telling me about this guy he knows. They're having some problems. He's telling me about this guy he knows. Some of y'all ain't gonna find what I'm gonna say funny. I think it's funny. He was telling me about this guy he knows. One of my good homeboys was telling me about this guy he knows. And I told him I might share this tonight. We were laughing about this a couple weeks ago. My content is typically a few weeks out. And he was telling me about this guy he knows. Are y'all supporting the show, by the way? Let me just double check on this because I'm sick and this might not be a great one. Well, it is going to be a great one. Y'all support the show. He was telling me about this guy he knows that's having a problem with his girlfriend. And he is said he met her and, she's had to do some things. She's got a very successful career. She makes a lot of money. She has one daughter and she takes care of her daughter really, really well, but she's had to do a lot on her own. She's had to overcome a lot, but she's a beautiful woman. And in all of that, yes, I get pedicures. Absolutely. My feet are soft like the bottom of a baby's butt. I don't know why men don't get them, but y'all like men like that. I like my man's hands and feet to be hard. Well, knock yourself out. I don't. She'll rub your feet longer if they feel like something. Oh my God. Anyway, y'all getting me distracted. So he was telling me, he was like, yeah, so, Doc, she's really done a lot. She's a beautiful, showing me pictures. She's pretty lady. I said, what's the problem, bro? He said, man, he told her, look, you don't have to be as hard as you are now that I'm around. They've been talking for about 7, 8 months. He said, he told me that his boy told him, he's been proving himself to be consistent. He's done the work on himself. He's proven himself to be trustworthy. And she still got these steel bars up. What got me, he said he met him somewhere. And when they were there, she pulled up. She pulled up. She got out the car. When she was coming out, he saw her. He said, hey, baby, this is my homeboy, da, da, da. And she spoke to him and was like, hey, how you doing? And my homeboy was like, hey, what's up? And then he told me that they hugged. I said, so what's so weird about that? He said, Doc, the dude put his hands around the girl's shoulders and she put her hands on his butt. Oh my God. I said, they was playing? I said, no. He was up here. She was down there. Oh my God. I'm serious. I said, they get along? He said, yeah. I said, they be having problems? He said, other than him just want her to calm down some. I said, then it's probably working. I ain't talking about your homeboy. But somebody got to be the feminine, somebody got to be the masculine. Oh my God. Y'all don't like this, do you? It's the truth. So, ladies, turn that man down. Yeah, we honor the hard work you've had to do to become the woman that you are. We honor everything that you've had to do to become who you are. But when you're in the presence of a healed masculine man, it is okay to be an emotional woman. Cry on your man's shoulder. Call him and tell him you having a hard day and let him hear your tears. And if he don't like your tears, then you probably got a man who can't manage his own emotions. Let him know you having a hard day. I put up a meme about this on my live yesterday. A lady, I don't know the lady who did it with her husband, and he kept calling her. She kept calling him, and he was answering every time. He was sweet. She was complaining about it, and he was answering. He was just as calm and patient. And some of y'all talking about stuff. I can't be emotional with my man because he gonna be like, now you're being too emotional. That's because you got a man who does not understand what it means to be in touch with his emotions. That's why. Ladies, you get a healed man, you got to turn that man down. A healed man does not want Larry. He want LaRonda. Oh my God. There is nothing more soft and feminine and nice than a woman who falls in your arms and says, baby, I'm really hurting right now. I don't know what to do. And she's crying. And you let her, you hold her there. Let me give y'all some free game, fellas. You hold it there. Well, fellas, I ain't got to tell y'all this. Let me give some of you ladies some free game. You crying on his shoulder and he listens to you. He's rubbing your hair. And then he raises you up and says, let me look you in the face. What's going on? And you all shamed because you cry. Nothing to be ashamed about, baby. You're beautiful. What's happening? You you doing all this stuff. And then you start telling what's wrong, and he hears you out and says, I understand where you're coming from. Have you considered this? Have you thought about this? What can I do to help? And then all of a sudden, that emotion goes down, and guess what happens? A masculine man gets turned on. Oh my God. A masculine man gets turned on. I know y'all don't like this, but ain't nothing turn me on more than to see a woman cry. I know that sounds crazy. I'm talking about a woman who is a strong woman, who holds her own, who's taking care of her business, taking care of her career, her kids, everything else. But she has a moment and she allows herself to be open to feel. Baby, my hand gonna be right here. And it ain't gonna be to make you cry. Oh my God. It ain't gonna be to make you cry. Are y'all listening to me? Look at that. Look at the fellas. I love it. Where the fellas at? Look at that. I confess, I feel the same, Doc. Thank you, Paulo. I know I'm not making this up. I know what I'm talking about. Ladies, get in your femininity. It's all right. Y'all stop letting sprinkle and all these crazy folk tell you can't be emotional and strong at the same time. You can. You can be emotional and strong at the same time, and ain't nothing wrong with you. Listen, y'all, I hope this made sense. If it did, I want you to type church in the comments with 3 R's. And then I want you to remember you've got 2 jobs. 1, be better today than what you were yesterday. And 2, don't forget what I told you.